Kairete, kaire. Okay. Set timer. Όνομά moi, esti Kirkos. ΥλήνιστΙ, men, on the one hand, men. ΥλήνιστΙ, David ring. ΡωμαϊστΙ, Latine. ΡωμαϊστΙ, Kirkos. හෙλλήνιστΙ, Kirkos. Όνομά moi, esti Kirkos. O Malaika, ti esti onoma soi.
Όνομα μου esti Malaika.
Onoma soi esti Malaika. O piloi, O friends, O piloi. Onoma aŭte, for her, dative, for her. Onoma aŭte esti Malaika. Kaire Malaika. Kaire. Kalos. Yoel, ti esti onoma soi.
Όνομά μου esti Joel. Ρωμαϊστί. Όνομά μου esti Joel. ΥλήνιστΙ esti Joel.
Kalos. Kaire Yoel.
Εγώ ουχαλεπός.
Ukalipos. Not difficult. That's right. Ukalipos. Onoma aŭtoi, for him. Onoma aŭtoi. ΥλήνιστΙ, men. Joel. Ρωμαϊστί, Roman. Ρωμαϊστί, Yoel. හෙλλήνιστΙ, Yoel. Kalos. Ti o piloi, O friends. Ti o piloi esti onoma aŭte, for her. Ti esti onoma aŭte.
Όνομα αŭτε esti Malaika.
Nai, kalos. Onoma aŭte esti Malaika. Onoma de, on the other hand, onoma de aŭtoi, for him, aŭtoi, esti Yoel. Kalos. O tad. Okay, ΥλήνιστΙ, tad. Αλλά τι όνομα σoi හෙλλήνιστΙ. O tad. Άρα ακούες μου? Όνομα σoi esti Theodoros.
Ναι.
Λέγε, හෙλλήνιστΙ. හෙλλήνιστΙ.
Όνομα μου esti
Theodoros. It is Theodore. Theodoros. Tad esti Thaddeus. Kai Thaddeus semaine means gift of God. So Theodoros esti gift of God. Theodoros. Kaire o Theodore. kaire. Όνομά moi esti Kirkos. Όνομά αὐτέι esti Molaika. Όνομά αὐτόι esti Joel. Όνομά αὐτόι esti Theodoros. 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 Kalos. Kaira Theodora. O Colin. It is O Valeriāne. T esti onomasoi.
Αιλλήνιστī.
Mm-hmm.
Όνομά μου esti Valeriānus.
Τι esti onomasoi Ρωμαϊστί. Latine. Ρωμαϊστί.
Όνομά μου Ρωμαϊστī estin Valeriānus.
Okay. O piloi. Lepete. Look. So, Ρωμαϊστί men blank. Ἑλλήνιστī de blank. On the one hand in Latin, on the other hand in Greek. Now, in Latin this, but in Greek that. So, Ρωμαϊστί, Latine, Ρωμαϊστί, Valeriānus. Valeriānus. Ἑλλήνιστī de ουκ esti gramma ουκ esti gramma So, Virginia is Uerginia. Gελοίως is the Uergelios. Okay. Valeriānus esti හෙλλήνιστī Οὐαλεριανός. Polai shulevai. Many syllables. Polai shulevai. Kalos. Kaire o Oùαλεριανέ. Kaire o Oùαλεριανέ. Mouthful. Kalos. O Petre. T esti onomasoi.
Όνομά μου esti Peter, ច្γλιστή. Ρωμαϊστί, Πέτρος. Αιλλήνιστī, Πέτρος.
Petros. Kalos. Kaire o Petra. Ρωμαϊστί, then. Petrus, Petra. Discipulus, discipula. Valeriānus, Valeriāne. Vocative, right? හෙλλήνιστī de, toalto, the same. Toalto. Petros, Petra. Theodoros, Theodora. Oùαλεριανός, Oùαλεριανέ. Kai Joel esti Isos third declension, Isos indeclinable Hebrew. Joel est Joel. Joel esti Joel. Ego emi Kirkos, onoma moi esti Kirkos. Kaire Kirke. Su Petra esti Petros. Kaire Petra. Theodoros, Theodore, Tad. Kaire Theodora. Houtos estin Oùαλεριανός. Kaire Oùαλεριανέ. Esti toalto, the same. Toalto kai Ρωμαϊστί. Petros, Petra. Marcos, Marke. Discipulus, discipula. Kalos. Nick of time. Kalos. Alright. right? Onomata, names. Okay. Ooh, commands. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Oh, piloi. Oh, friends. Well, no, sorry. Malaika. Oh, Malaika. Oh, pila. Oh, female friend. Oh, pila. Եպαρόν σε αὐτήν. Եպαρόν σε αὐτήν. Ἀντιβολῶ. When I do this with my ἀντιβολῶ, please. Because I'm polite. Please. Ἀντιβολῶ. Եպαρόν σε αὐτήν. You can do it literally or with your fingers. Kalas. Oh, wait. Եպαρόν σε αὐτήν. Kalas. Κάθισον. Ἀντιβολῶ. Κάθισον. Եպαρόν σε αὐτήν. Κάθισον. Ἀντιβολῶ. Եպαρόν σε αὐτήν. Κάθισον βραδέως. Βραδέως. Καλώς. Եպαρόν σε αὐτήν. βραδέως. Καλώς. Κάθισον, ἀντιβολῶ, please, ἀντιβολῶ. Κάθισον βραδέως. Եպαρόν σε αὐτήν. Ταχέως. Καλώς. Κάθισον ταχέως. Καλώς. Ο Ιωέλ. Եպαρόν σε αὐτόν. Καλώς. Κάθισον, ἀντιβολῶ. Καλώς. Եպαρόν σε αὐτόν βραδέως. Καλώς, ο Ιωέλ. Καλώς. Κάθισον ταχέως. Καλώς. Ο Θεόδωρε. Եպαρόν σε αὐτόν. Καλώς. Κάθισον, ἀντιβολῶ. Καλώς. Եպαρόν σε αὐτόν βραδέως. Μάλα βραδέως. Κάθισον, ἀντιβολῶ, please, ἀντιβολῶ. Κάθισον ταχέως. Μάλα ταχέως. Καλώς. Ο Οὐαλεριανέ. Եպαρόν σε αὐτόν. Ἀντιβολῶ. Κάθισον ἀντιβολῶ. Եպαρόν σε αὐτόν βραδέως. Καλώς. Κάθισον ταχέως. Καλώς. Ο Πέτρε. Ἀντιβολῶ, please, ἀντιβολῶ. Եպαρόν σε αὐτόν. Κάθισον, ἀντιβολῶ, σε αὐτόν. Եպαρόν σε αὐτόν. Κάθισον. Եպαρόν σε αὐτόν. Κάθισον. Եպαρόν σε αὐτόν. Ταχέως. Κάθισον βραδέως. Καλώς. Ἡμᾶς. Καϊσίου. Ἡμᾶς. ἐπάρατε ὑμᾶς αὐτούς. Καλώς. Καθίσατε, αντιβολῶ. Եպάρατε ὑμᾶς αὐτούς. Καθίσατε βραδέως. Եպάρατε ὑμᾶς αὐτούς. Ταχέως. Καλώς. Καθίσατε γελοίως. Τούτο έστι in a ridiculous way, in a silly way. Γελοίως καθίσατε. Oh, Οὐαλεριανός. Γελοίως. Γελοίως esti Ρωμαϊστὶ ridicule. Γελοίως. Nun. Եպάρατε ὑμᾶς αὐτούς σπουδαίως. In a serious way. Σπουδαίως. Graviter. ΡωμαϊστΙ graviter. Καθίσατε σπουδαίως. Hospital Cato the elder. Cato the younger. Καλώς. Okay. Oh, Malika. Bodies de. Αντιβολῶ. Bodies de. Probably best use your fingers. Bodies de. Bodies de. Καλώς. Oh, Yoel. Αντιβολῶ. Bodies de. Oh. Bodies de. Καλώς. Pauson. O Ted, O Theodore. Bodies de αντιβολῶ. Bodies de. Pauson. Καλώς. O Οὐαλεριανέ. Αντιβολῶ. Bodies de. Bodies de. Pauson. Bodies de. Αντιβολῶ. Pauson. Bodies de. Pauson. O Petre. Bodies de. Αντιβολῶ. Pauson. Bodies de βραδέως. Καλώς. Bodies de ταχέως. Pauson. Bodies de gελοίως. Monty Python, Ministry of Silly Walks. Pauson. Bodies de σπουδαίως. Καλώς. Bodies de ταχέως. Pauson. Bodies de ἀντιβολῶ. Βραδέως. Καλώς. Pauson. Ὑμᾶς. Σου. Ὑμᾶς. Μπαδίζετε. Oh, καλώς. Μπαδίζετε. Yoel. Oh, Yoel esti athletikos. Oh, μπαδίζετε. Pausate. Μπαδίζετε. Μπαδίζετε βραδέως. Μπαδίζετε ταχέως. Pausate. Καλώς. O Malika. Λέγε αντιβολῶ. Λέγε ΑιλλήνιστΙ.
Χαίρετε, οφείλω.
Oh, καλώς. Malika. Λέγε ΑιλλήνιστΙ. Oh, Yoel. Oh, wait, no. Oh, Malika. Lege ἀντιβολῶ. Tisamine ἀντιβολῶ. What does that mean? Tisamine ἀντιβολῶ.
Υλήνιστި, please.
Please. Please. Kalos. Tisamine. Oops. Lege ἀντιβολῶ. Ομαλάικα. Lege ΡωμαϊστΙ.
Salvete.
Kalos.
Aniki.
Kalos. Su leges ΡωμαϊστΙ. Kalos. Ομαλάικα. Lege ἀντιβολῶ. Παιγγλιστί.
Hello, friends.
Kalos. Hemalaika. Lege. He, she, or it is speaking. Lege හෙλλήνιστΙ. Or Παιγγλιστί. Ομαλάικα. Lege Γερμανιστί.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Nein. Achtung. Kalos. Oh, Joel. Lege ἀντιβολῶ. Γελοίωστι. Soccer player and feathers. Lege γελοίωστι ἀντιβολῶ. Ουκ ακούω. I don't hear. Ουκ ακούω.
How about now? Si tu veux, je peux français local.
Kalos. Ho Joel. Lege γελοίωστι. Bonjour. O teorere. Lege ἀντιβολῶ. Hispanisti. Hola. Kalos. Ὑμᾶς. Σου. Ὑμᾶς. Λέγεται ἐλλήνιστΙ.
Όνομά ἐστιν μολέκα.
Kalos. Kalos. Λέγεται ἐλλήνιστΙ βραδέως. Λέγεται ἐλλήνιστΙ ταχέως. Kalos. Λέγεται ἐλλήνιστΙ σπουδαίως. Kalos. Λέγεται ἐλλήνιστΙ γελοίως. Όνομά μου esti Kirkos. Kalos. Kalos. Oh, Piloi. Στενάζεται. Στενάζεται. Oh, Malaika. Στενάζεται ἀντιβολῶ. Teorere. Στενάζεται ἀντιβολῶ. Oi, moi. O Οὐαλεριανέ. Στενάζεται ἀντιβολῶ. Στενάζεται γελοίως. O Joel. Στενάζεται ἀντιβολῶ.
Oy vey.
Su στενάζεται ουκ εβραϊστί, αλλά Yiddishtiki, Germano-Hebraisti. That's in Yiddish, right? Oy vey, හෙλλήνιστΙ legatai. Oy moi. It's half the same. Oy moi. Oh, damn it. Hoi moi.
Oive, oimoi.
Oi moi, oive. Oive, oi moi. To auto. Then, okay. Kairos esti. Time's up. Kalos. Okay. Noon. Dekalepta for 10 minutes. Dekalepta. Let's look at some of those commands. Okay. I didn't have time to write the English, so you guys are going to help. Okay. Αιρήνιστī men. ... Anglistī de. First of all, ti semaine. Αιρήνιστī men.
Greek, on the one hand.
In English, on the other hand. Or if that's too much, you can say, now in Greek, this. But in English, that. So, ἐπάρον σε αὐτόν ἀντιβολῶ. Ti υλιστί semaine. Ti υλιστί semaine tuto.
Stand up, please. Stand
Pick,
yourself up.
literally, I'm going to do it literally just to help. Pick yourself. You guys are too old. You don't need the smooth. Pick yourself up, please. Okay. ἐπάρον is pick you yourself, actually. Pick you yourself. Se, accusative of you. Αὐτόν, yourself. Pick you yourself up, please. ἐπάρον σε αὐτήν. Oh, sorry. Pick you yourself up, please. Masculine. The only part that's different is the αὐτόν. ἐπάρον σε αὐτήν ἀντιβολῶ. Oh, Malika. Ti semaine υλιστί.
Υλιστί semaine. Pick yourself up, please. Feminine.
It's like saying ipsum versus ipsam in Latin. Եպάρατε ὑμᾶς αὐτούς ἀντιβολῶ.
Pick you yourselves up. You yourselves. Yeah.
I'm doing this very southern.
Y'all selves up.
Pick y'all yourselves up. Kάθισον ἀντιβολῶ.
Sit down, please.
Take your seat, please. Quick Easter egg for those of you who already have some Latin. So Petra, my apologies, this may not make sense just yet, but you'll still appreciate it. You don't need to absorb this right away, but this is more for the people who have some Greek. I am not doing the thing that textbooks do mistakenly by, for example, only using present imperatives for everything, because that's not correct, especially in Greek. Now, Petra, in Latin, this doesn't happen in Latin. This is unique to Greek. Greek has a present imperative and an aorist imperative. Aorist is a simple past tense for finite verbs, but for the abstract, broader thing we call infinitives and imperatives, aorist does not show time. It is time neutral. It only shows aspect, which is to say a present imperative shows continuous. Present in Greek is always continuous. Don't let English fool you. In English, we use the present progressive and we use the present simple. And we use the present simple for generic truths, like dogs bark, teachers love their students. But in Greek, it's not so much. In Greek, the present is always continuous or progressive. So to give a present imperative is actually usually rare. I could show you on a TLG search, a Thesaurus Linguae Graecae search, the present imperative of the equivalent of kapere, which we'll learn this week, is very rare because it's very rarely correct. Whereas the simple aspect aorist one, there's a million examples. So, this is an Easter egg for the other people, but kάθισον is aorist imperative because it's not be taking your seat. Be in the process of taking your seat. It's just simply looking to the telos. Take your damn seat already. I don't care about the process. If I say badisde, that's present. Be walking. Be walking and walking and walking and walking. But if I wanted to say walk to the wall, walk all up to the wall, I would use an aorist imperative. I'd say badison mekri tutoiku. Walk all the way up to the wall. Because my intent is to look at the end. The simple completion of the end. I'm not interested in the damn process. Continuous, progressive walk. Just walk to the wall. But if I'm going to say be walking and walking and walking about, then I use the present. So one of the things I'm going to do in this course is I don't use fake Greek usage just because it seems easier. No, tough shit. You're going to have to learn the aorist stems and the present stems. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so kάθισον is a simple aorist. Take your seat. Okay, so καθίσατε, ἀντιβολῶ, that should be obvious, right? Same thing, but plural.
Looks like you have take you seat.
Oh, sorry, thank you. Good eye.
Sure.
Take your seat. Καθίσατε, take your seat, plural. Βραδέως, what's that?
Slowly.
Tachέως.
Quickly.
Quickly. Kalos. Τι σημαίνει ἸλλήνιστΙ γελοίως?
Ridiculously.
Ridiculously. In a silly way. Any Monty Python fans here?
Yeah.
On second thought, let us not go to Camelot. 'Tis a silly place. Spudaios. Opposite.
Solemnly?
Serious?
In a serious way. Seriously. In a serious way. Spudaios, or spudaios, is like graviter. Okay. Badisde.
Go for a walk.
Yeah, I'm going to say very little. Be walking.
Be walking.
Because I want to hammer in these first few weeks the difference between that progressive, continuous aspect that is all that present does in Greek versus the simple, look to the end, not emphasize the completion, which is perfect tense. And yes, Greek has a perfect tense, Peter. But aorist just kind of looks to the end, nice and simple. It's like passé simple in French, simple past. Be walking, plural. Τι σημαίνει ἸλλήνιστΙ pauson?
Stop.
That's right. Now, some of you know the answer to this. Some of you can guess. Would you guess? If you know, don't say anything. But if you don't know, but you're guessing, would you guess that pauson is a present that is continuous or progressive imperative, or an aorist that is a simple imperative? What would you guess?
Aorist.
That's right. I'm not asking you be stopping, be in the process of stopping. I'll bet you $300 if we did a TLG search right now, Thesaurus Linguae Graecae text database search, the examples of paua or pauete, present, are probably far outnumbered by pauson and pausate, aorist. That happens all the time. In fact, I tell students, when in doubt, use an aorist imperative because it's probably correct. Unless you really have a special reason to mean keep on doing this thing in an indefinite way. You know, the default is aorist. So, pauson, stop. Simple stop, not be stopping. Pausate, same thing but plural. How about Yoel? Τι σημαίνει ΙλήνιστΙ λέγε?
Speak or say.
Speak, say, tell. We'll just say speak. for now. Legate.
Or be speaking.
Oh, right. That's true. Although in this particular, here's another Easter egg for those of you who already know Greek. One of the weird exceptions where there really is no, well, barely no difference between present and aorist is lega versus epe. Peter, you don't even know this yet, but epe is aorist, lega. They're almost the same. Like you can, this is a weird verb where it doesn't really matter that much. The general rule where it matters doesn't apply to this verb quite so much. But that's not something you need to know right away. Okay, who remembers that we didn't get much of this, but stenazde. Stenazde.
It's like groaning. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, be groaning. Be groaning. Be groaning. These are all words from the first chapter. Stenazdete. And there's a bunch more I'll have to get to next time. Yeah, there's a bunch more. It's okay. So let's get it, before we go to debrief, let's get some other way around. So let's get some practice with tisa mine blank and post legatai blank. First of all, clarify meaning. Tisa mine, tisa mine. Tisa mine anglisti. What does that mean?
What does it mean?
Right. What does it mean in English? Semantics. That's our cool fancy word. Semantics, right? Tisa mine blank anglisti. What about pos legatai blank හෙλλήνιστī?
How is it said in Greek?
Right. How is blank said? Just like Latin. Quomodo dicitur. How is blank said in Greek? Kalos. Tisa mine anglisti Эπάρον σε ἀντιβολῶ.
Pick yourself up, please.
Kalos. Kai pos legatai හෙλλήνιστī. Get up, please.
ἐπάρον σε ἀντιβολῶ.
Let me cold call, make it easier. Yeah, Malaika, ἀντιβολῶ. Tisa mine ἐπάρον σε αὐτόν ἀντιβολῶ.
Ti semine anglisti. The semine, pick yourself up, please, feminine.
Kalos. Kai pos, O Malaika, pos legatai හෙλλήνιστī. Get up, lady, please.
ἐπάρον σε αὐτήν ἀντιβολῶ.
Kalos. O Yoel. Tisa mine anglisti ἐπάρατε ὑμᾶς αὐτούς ἀντιβολῶ.
Get yourselves up, please.
Kalos. Kai pos legatai හෙλλήνιστī. Y'all get up, please.
ἐπάρατε ὑμᾶς αὐτούς ἀντιβολῶ.
Kalos. O Theodore. O Theodore. Ti anglisti semine kάθισον ἀντιβολῶ.
Take your seat.
Kalos. Kai pos legatai හෙλλήνιστī. Sit down, please.
Κάθισον ἀντιβολῶ.
Kalos. O Οὐαλεριανέ. Tisa mine καθίσατε ἀντιβολῶ. Anglisti.
Sit down, plural. Sit down, please, plural.
Kalos. Kai pos legatai. Y'all sit down, please.
Καθίσατε ἀντιβολῶ.
Kalos. O Petre. τι αγγλιστή σημαίνει βραδέως?
Slowly.
Καλώς. Okay, πώς λέγεται ἑλλήνιστī slowly?
Βραδέως.
Καλώς. All right. That's all we have time for now for that part. So, now we're in our 5-minute debrief in English. Let me tell you real quick a couple nuggets. Here's another Easter egg. Here's another Easter egg for the people who already have some Greek. Well, okay, it's Easter egg for Petrus too, but especially for those who can remember this easily because their cognitive load is much lower. I forgot to mention that whole thing with kάθισον being aorist imperative, simple. That's another weird exception, like lege and epe. I found on TLG searches of Aristophanes in particular, which is where you would see these things. Καθίσατε, present imperative, καθίσατε, is also extant. They use it a lot. It makes no sense. It doesn't follow the rule. It's progressive, even though that is be taking your seat, be in the process of taking your seat. That doesn't make any sense. But languages weren't planned, as we all know, by a tribunal of, a Supreme Court. They just evolve naturally, and they have weird little quirks in them. So here's an idiomatic Easter egg for some of you guys. Καθίσατε and κάθισον mean the same damn thing, apparently, according to usage. And usage is king, not rules, not abstractions, but usage is king. And in Aristophanes, not only Aristophanes, but that's the most examples, you see καθίσατε, present imperative, and κάθισον, and they mean the same damn thing. So, it doesn't make any sense compared to the pattern, but it's there. Okay. Nerd side note aside. First question, pros and cons. What did we just do in the last 45-50 minutes that helped you acquire Greek almost effortlessly? You have to pay attention, of course, but more or less effortlessly. Anything that was unhelpful, any negatives, that's fine too. Let's start with that, and then we'll go to random questions.
Well, I'll jump in. I'll say I think it's very helpful, the amount of repetition and the practice. I think that's very helpful to me anyway. The only thing that I would have say is a detriment, and I think that's a me problem rather than a class problem, is just I like seeing things. I like visual, so I like seeing the words. I like seeing how they're spelled. But I mean, part of that is just I have a familiarity with the Greek alphabet, so I'm like, wait, what? How is that spelled? And I kept wanting to see the words, but I think that's a me problem. That's not like really a negative.
Those my spelled out versions of the commands you would have loved. You would have been most happy if you could see them the whole time.
I would have personally, but I'm not sure that would have been necessarily beneficial to anyone who's learning for the first time or who isn't as familiar with the alphabet. Like, I don't know that would have been helpful. Like, I just felt I wanted to see it, and I was thinking, but is that really the goal? So,
sure. Well, I'll give you a quick answer before we go on to the next person. I'm going to be half accommodating of that and half telling you tough shit. I'm going to say, sorry, this is on YouTube now. Dang it. Tough staircase. Dang it. I was going to give this to my students. Yeah, I will force you to some extent to do TPR with just your ear and your muscle memory. I will insist on that because I know it's good, but I will try to make a habit of doing what we did, which is and you'll see on the Google Doc later this evening when I update it, all those commands will be spelled out. So you'll get a little bit of both. But yes, it's going to be partly deal with it and partly
I know the goal is spoken Greek, so I realize that spoken is the goal, but yeah.
Yes. So it's a little bit of both. Okay, who else?
I will say as someone who doesn't know the alphabet, I found that I could follow along better until you started showing the words, because then I was trying to figure out how to pronounce it and match what you were saying with the letters, and I was too focused on that, and I wasn't paying as much attention to the actual expression. So I'm glad that you're doing both, because the end helped me start to map and learn the alphabet a little better. After having learned those words, I didn't have to focus as much
And thinking of that is why I added the caveat where I said, well, I think this is actually just my problem. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's why Colin's a very sweet and compassionate person, so he already knew. I'm being serious. He already knew what I said at the beginning in the class that we didn't film, the first proto class, was I am straddling needs of two different audiences, and I knew that going in, and I have no problem with it. It makes me happy, actually. But it is a task for me. While I'm thinking of it, that's one thing, is I know I introduced too many words in this session than I would have done if we were meeting every day in an intensive class. Like I know that this was too many words per 55 minutes. I know that. I'm trying, fingers crossed, I'm trying to make it so that because we're filming it, I can get away, I can stretch it a little so we can get to 4 chapters and milk them in 15 sessions, so that someone like a Petros, and not only him, but especially him, can watch the video at least once afterwards and get more repetitions, because the video is on YouTube till Kingdom Come, so you can get the repetitions that I would have spaced out with less density if we were doing this like 5 days a week or 3 days a week or whatever. I hope that's okay with you guys. That's my compromise, is try to be very judicious about the videos, both the ones here that we're together on and the ones I make, which I'm late on now, that I make just by myself. Is that if you plug in the hours at home, you know, things will go smoothly. Okay, we got maybe 1 or 2 more minutes. Malaika, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I don't have any thoughts. I just have a couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
One is longer, one is shorter. I'll ask the short one first. Ἀντιβολῶ, I've heard παρακαλώ. Are they the same?
Ooh, great question. Παρακαλώ is, let me start backwards. It's modern Greek for please. It's also Koine Greek for please, at least a certain register, a certain time period of Koine. But it's not Attic. And I speak mostly Attic. Now, I should say, this is a good excuse for me to say, I'm not an ideological zealot. I'm not a Greek equivalent of a strict Ciceronian. This is an Attic Greek class, but, as I learned from Christoph Rico at Polis, if you want to speak Attic, or if you want to be a Ciceronian Latin speaker, but also have the freedom to speak about anything under the sun, you will, whether you like it or not, have to dip into post-Ciceronian Latin words, or in Greek, post-Attic words. So, in a sense, it means that whether you like it or not, everyone doing this is essentially an Atticizing high-register Koine speaker. Right? Because the difference between speaking Attic and sprinkling Koine words when you need them, because they're the only ones we have, versus being a Koine speaker who's a high-register Atticizer, the difference is really non-existent. So, so παρακαλώ is a later Greek way to say please, but in Attic it's ἀντιβολῶ. Hikatelwa is a stronger one. Obsekro, it's like I beg you, I beseech you. There's a few instances in Lysias, if you do a TLG search. Lysias, in a very Ciceronian way, if I may mix time periods, says, "Oh, ἀντιβολῶ kai deomai kai hikatelwa." There's all 3 ways of saying please. He says, ἀντιβολῶ kai hikatelwa kai deomai. So deomai works. Hikatelwa works, but it's kind of strong, right? It's like I'm a suppliant. I'm begging you on my hands and knees. ἀντιβολῶ is the most normal, like regular one, and I'm sure it's in Aristophanes. Otherwise, I wouldn't be using it. I just don't remember. Other questions in the final seconds here. Oh, sorry, you had another one. Go ahead.
I did. I thought that was going to be the short question, but
Well, that's
you
because
have more
I'm
information for
long-winded.
me.
I'm a
No, it's okay. I want more information if you have it. The other question was for people who have practiced speaking Latin. Did you find that when you were first learning to speak Latin, you would see the words in your head, and then there was a point at which you no longer really saw written Latin mentally, but you just kind of heard it and understood it?
Yes. Those are training wheels that exist by nature for second language acquisition, not first, but second language acquisition. There's a whole range, like with both my Latin activating, which started with Familia Romana, binge reading it. Oh, this call's about to end. Let me see my time clock here. And with Greek, same story with both. It started with thinking in English first. Oh my gosh, this thing's going to cut off on us. I may have to email you a response. Google! Stenazdo!